Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe, SNES's Life, recap number 116. We're going to blast through this one. Look out. First up, International Superstar Soccer. This game actually wasn't terrible. As far as soccer games go, decent textures. It's a horizontal game as opposed to the up-down. It's got this. The camera's hard to get used to. My big complaint with this. It's at like a trapezoidal angle. And so your D-pad doesn't follow the normal, like the up moves like up and at an angle, which takes a while to get used to. It I ended up misplacing the ball a lot of times when I kicked and not going the direction I wanted to go. So otherwise it felt fast, it felt smooth. The passing and shooting felt okay. I think I've played better soccer games at this stage though. Like this one wasn't bad, but it's still going to be a thumbs down. It's just what it is. Next up, Packy and Marlon. This is one of those edutainment games about diabetes and managing diabetes. Basically, you're like two elephants that go to summer camp. And the summer camp's been invaded by these rats, and that's a boss rat right there that I'm fighting. It's essentially an action platformer, and you have to collect the different foods to manage your diabetes. It is marginally better than Captain Novelin. Like, it's still a bad game. Like, I get that maybe if you were a kid in the 90s and your parents wanted to teach you about diabetes and how to manage that, this might have been an okay teaching tool, but really not very good. It's just what it is. That's a thumbs down. Next up, we got a series of baseballs. We've got the Sporting News baseball. My guess is they were going to make like the Sporting News football or the Sporting News hockey. I don't think they ever got past the Sporting News baseball. Graphically speaking, this game looks really nice. Good textures, very detailed sprites, good animation, a selection of fields to play from. For the most part, this game played okay. Like, I wasn't terribly disappointed in it. I felt like the fielding was a little off. That tends to be the big issue with baseball games from this era. But overall, it wasn't terrible. Now, the computer did kick the dog out of me. There's no question of that. I lost every time, but it looked okay. So with the second player, it might be all right. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. I've played better baseball games. I might have to go back through the list of 500 games to tell you the one I liked better. But this one's probably fine if you have a second human player. The computer, though, just walloped me. So there's that to keep in mind. But it was a functional baseball game. I don't want to shit on it too much, but it's not going to be the one I'm going to choose. Next up, Super R.B.I. Baseball. This one I am going to shit on because I expect better. So R.B.I. Baseball is an old series. There's like R.B.I. Baseball, R.B.I. Baseball 2, Super R.B.I., like multiple series in the games. And here you can see like the textures and the sprite work is not as good on the field. Now, in the batter's eye, it doesn't look so bad, but field-wise, not great. Again, the computer kicked the shit out of me. The fielding, really not good. But my big complaint is like when you compare this next to the Sporting News, which was right before it, this one just looks like it belongs on the Nintendo. Sure, it's got some more colors and a little bit better animations than you'd expect for the regular Nintendo, but it's just not good enough. Like I feel like they should have done absolutely better, and they totally didn't. It gets a thumbs down as well. Last up, we're just smashing through this. The Justice League Task Force. This is the Justice League fighting game. I didn't realize that this existed. It is Street Fighter-esque in so much as the normal fighting game structure. You have a health bar, best 2 out of 3 matches, bunch of special moves, which generally follow the usual fighting game themes like Hadoukens and Dragon Uppercuts. But you get the Justice League here, like Superman, Green Arrow, Batman, Wonder Woman. And the stages look nice. The backgrounds look good. The sprites and the animations look good. It's a little low on the frames. A little choppy. You can see that kind of in there. And the computer was very difficult on this. I ended up giving this a thumbs up because it does look good. It was fairly entertaining. If you put a second human player in this with you, I think you'd have a lot of fun. I thumbed up it. I've thumbed down plenty of other Street Fighter clone fighting games. I thumbed up this one primarily because it filled a spot that didn't exist that I've seen yet, which is it's a superhero. Like it's a licensed property. superhero fighting game. And on the Super Nintendo, I've seen some beat 'em ups, but not like a real good fighting game. And this one, I think, with a human player, of equal skill level, you'd have a pretty functional, fun time. I did enjoy the game, even though I got my butt kicked in it. So take that for what it is. Wasn't bad. I'll give it a thumbs up. Give that one a try. 1 out of 5 games this week. Not superb. But what are you going to do? There you go. Recap 116, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. We'll see you the next time.